NRL Vids 090 back here with another video tonight, and tonight's video is my State of Origin Game 3 tip and predictions, and basically my preview on the upcoming Game 3 of State of Origin for 2021. So yeah, this is the final final match of State of Origin this year. I think it's been a fairly good series. I know it's all been Blues pretty much. Blues been dominating like in the past two encounters between both sides, but I think it's been okay. I think State of Origin's been, at least got a bit some crowds at least. I mean, last year we didn't have as many as we wanted to, but we've got some crowds this year at least. And even though the games are in Queensland, I mean, still Blues are winning. That's the main thing. But look, I think it's been an okay series, and I don't really have much problems with it apart from having all games in Queensland, but it doesn't matter. Blues have turned up, and we'll see if Queensland can, win the third and final game at Seabus Super Stadium on tomorrow, Wednesday. So yeah, just my thoughts of both teams. So I'll go through the Blues team quickly. So at fullback is James Tedesco. The wingers are Brian To'o and Josh Adokar. In the centres is Latrell Mitchell and Tom Trbojevic. And in the halves, it's Jack White and Mitchell Moses, a very new halves pairing since Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary are both out because of injuries. And during the week, Daniel Saifidi, or not during the week, but a couple of weeks ago, Daniel Saifidi was named for the Blues at starting prop, but got an injury. So Dale Finucane, who was in jersey 18, comes into the squad and starts at prop, with Junior Puller being the other prop as well. And a hooker, it's Damien Cook. The back row is Cameron Murray and Tarek Sims, and lock Isaiah Yeo. And off the bench, it's Api Coruscant in jersey 14, who'll make his Origin debut. Then it's Angus Crichton, Payne Haas, and Liam Martin. And the reserves are Nico Hines, Clint Gutherson, and Stefano Yotokamanu. So yeah, that's a Blues team there. So I'd say that's a pretty strong team. I mean, I guess no Luai and Cleary does take a lot away from the Blues attack, but there's still Tedesco, and I think Jack White hopefully he stands up in Origin. I mean, this year, in my opinion, he's been a bit disappointing in Origin, but and for the Raiders this year, I've got to say, but let's just hope he stands up in the third and final game of State of Origin for this year. And Mitchell Moses, the new guy on debut, I hope he goes well. Don't have much confidence in Mitchell Moses personally, but he's been around for a couple of years now. He's still young. It was mainly a choice between him and Adam Reynolds for that halfback spot to replace Nathan Cleary, but obviously Freddie wants to go with Mitchell Moses, and I back that. I think Moses, he's a young player. I think Mitchell Moses deserves his time in Origin, and let's hope he can excel, and let's just hope that he gets through his first ever Origin game unscathed, and all the best to him as well. Now for the Queensland team, this is the Queensland team, so there's some changes for them. At fullback, Kalen Ponga. The wingers are Valentine Holmes and Xavier Coates. The centres are Hamisa Tabuai-Fidel on Origin debut, and the other centre Dane Gagai. In the halves, it's Cameron Munster and Daly Cherry Evans. At prop, the props are Christian Walsh and Josh Papali'i. Now hooker, it's Ben Hunt, who starts hooker this time. And in the back row, it's Kurt Capel and Felice Kafusi. And starting at lock is Tino Fa'asua-Malawi. Basically because, as we know, the Jai Arrow incident has been a complete dickhead, bringing this random woman into his hotel where the Queensland Maroons were staying at, so that put the whole team in jeopardy, bring a stranger into their hotel, so that's why Jai Arrow is ruled out, and Tino Fa'asua-Malawi will move from the bench to starting lock now. And now this is the bench. 14 AJ Brimson, then there's Malaki Fedawaka, Francis Molo, and in jersey 20 being a late inclusion and also making his Origin debut, Thomas Flegler, the young Brisbane Broncos prop. So I guess it's good to see him get a go either way. And the reserves are Kurt Mann and Cohen Hess. So that's the reserves and the team there for Maroons. Look, not a bad team. I think it's definitely better than what they've produced the past two games. I think Callum Ponga being back brings a lot in attack and definitely helps Cameron Munster and Daly Cherry Evans in the halves. I think Ben Hunt at hooker is also good, because I think we've already seen what Ben Hunt can do at hooker. He's a very good hooker who does a good job. Now, no disrespect to Andrew McCulloch, but I don't think McCulloch was really up to standard in game two. I think McCulloch was a bit, off the mark, didn't really seem to do anything amazing, and, I just don't think he did enough in game two. So I think having Ben Hunt at hooker, starting hooker, is definitely going to benefit a lot more better, in my opinion, for this team especially. And they have AJ Brimson off the bench. I like Brimson off the bench. I think Brimson can cover many positions like the halves, in the centres and fullback. So I think he's a good jersey 14 for them. And And yeah, and Hamisa Tabuai Fidel, I think he deserves a go in State of Origin. He's done really good for the time he's been playing since last year, and I think ever since his debut, he's become a really, really good player for the Cowboys. So good to see him get an Origin debut, Hamisa Tabuai Fidel. So yeah, I think it's an alright team for the Maroons, but I do like the look of Blues a bit more, personally. So my first try scorer and anytime try scorers. So for first try scorer, I will go over the Blues to score the first try, and I believe the first try scorer that will be through Latrell Mitchell. I believe Latrell Mitchell will get a try and get the first one. I believe he'll just carve up in that left center. I think he's versing Dane Gagai again. He's Rabbitohs teammate, so I feel like Latrell Mitchell should win that battle against Dane Gagai in that left centre role, and I feel like he'll get the first try as well. And for any time try scorers, I'll back in James Tedesco, Tom Trbojevic, and Brian To'o, and even Cameron Murray. I can see Cameron Murray, kind of getting close to one as well. And I guess for the Maroons, if there's any anytime try scorers I can pick for them, I reckon Hamis Tabuai Fidel on Origin debut is a good one to pick. I reckon Valentine Holmes on the wing because he always scores a try on the wing, so I think it's a safe one to lock in as well. Val Holmes for a try and during Origin, and I will go with Ben Hunt. I can see Ben Hunt getting a try from at hooker for an anytime try somewhere. Ben Hunt as well. I'll pick him and back him in. So yeah, that's what I'll go with there. And finally, my man of the match for the game. So my man of the match, I will go with. You know what? I reckon Mitchell Moses will get man of the match in State of Origin, and for this game, I think he'll get man of the match. I think he'll do a really good job replacing Nathan Cleary. I feel like he'll stand up. I mean, I know Mitchell Moses in the past has struggled to stand up in big games, but I feel like that Freddie obviously has been prepared for this all week for the State of Origin Game 3, and I feel like Mitchell Moses will do a good job on Wednesday, hopefully tomorrow, and I wish all the best to Mitchell Moses, and I believe he'll get the man of the match during this game. But my player of the series, although, going back from the previous two games and to now, I feel like that the player of the series will have to go to Tom Trbojevic. I reckon Tom Trbojevic will get player of the series, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Latrell Mitchell or someone like that, because I feel like they've been both amazing, Latrell Mitchell and Tom Trbojevic in the centres. But I will go Tom Trbojevic just because he's always popping up everywhere in attack. He's like that floating centre who just, Freddie says it perfectly. Let Turbo be Turbo, let him float around the field, let him do his job, and he's a threat anywhere. Like, you can even play him at proper back row, and he'll be a threat. He'll do a great job, Turbo. So, and I just reckon he's been scoring tries in Game 1 he scored a try, in Game 2 he scored a try, and more than one try in both games as well. So I believe he'll get player of the series just the way he's going, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Latrell Mitchell as well, because he's been going fantastic in Origin. And look, my final prediction for the game, I reckon the Blues will win. I will go the Blues for a clean sweep. I reckon they'll do it. Hopefully they can. I wouldn't be surprised if Maroons won, but I will go with New South Wales Blues to win of a scoreline of 22 points to 16, and that's my final predictions there. So guys, hope you enjoyed. Make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in another video.